Hey, it's Kevin with the New Warehouse Podcast. I'm here at Manifest 2026 in Las Vegas, and I am in the Jitsu booth here, and I'm going to talk to Jay Knafel about Jitsu, what they're all about, and we're going to talk a little bit about last mile and kind of the connectivity that we can create there, and also how to approach some of that strategy as well for our shippers and our 3PL friends out there. So, Jay, how's everything going?
Things are good, and you got my name pronounced right, so sometimes I even get it wrong, but thank you for that. It's great.
Hey, I had a good teacher. He told me like 1 minute ago. All right, so it's great to be here, right, with Jitsu. So you guys haven't been on the podcast before, so tell us all about Jitsu. What do you do?
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Sure.
And, so Jitsu's a last mile delivery company, and we access roughly about 40% of the U.S. population. That's growing to 50% over the next year or two. And we were initially started as a tech company, raised venture money. And the point was, how do you basically build the same experience that we experience with meal delivery,
Sure.
Uber Eats, DoorDash? How do you bring that same control, that visibility to the recipient, as well as the shipper, and do it at the economics and at scale where it's still cost competitive for any shipper to use Jitsu as they would any other carrier or alternative carrier, but you get a superior service because of the technology stack that we built end to end.
Interesting. Okay. And so taking like that DoorDash, Uber Eats kind of approach, are you leveraging gig workers to do the delivery?
Yeah, so it's a combination. Ultimately, we're agnostic to the modality of driver, way a package gets delivered,
Sure.
whether it's an autonomous vehicle or a drone or just a bicycle. But in the end, we use a mix. So we kind of took what Amazon does. We use DSPs, so you're looking at the white vans.
Okay.
And that's our base load. And then we use ICs, and so we have a pool of over 150,000 IC drivers directly on the Jitsu platform that we can flex up because we know sometimes Mondays are your big day, Fridays are your low day, or Q4 is going to be busier than Q1.
Yeah.
And that allows us to be able to flex up our demand. So during peak, we grew 150% during a peak week.
Oh, wow.
We were able to meet that demand for our customers because we had that flex capacity with our IC pool.
Yeah, awesome. And obviously, that last mile, final mile delivery has been such a huge topic of discussion over the last couple of years, both because it's become very challenging, but also a huge necessity as e-commerce continues to grow and people are expecting their products in the best way possible. And one, expecting them to just show up, right? But also two, expecting them to be on time and have great service there as well. So tell us a little bit about how do you kind of see the landscape of last mile providers right now and what's kind of going on in the market?
Yeah. So, first and foremost, expectations only get higher every single year. There's a whole bunch of players in the market, whether it's Amazon or Uber Eats, that just continues to change the expectation of what delivery is going to look like.
Yeah.
And if you're going to rely on static models, static routing, there's a reason why you see the same post office driver every single day. It's because they're driving the exact same route every single time. So unless you're able to keep up with the times, you're not going to be able to keep up with customer or recipient expectations.
Yeah.
And so you just always have to be on the bleeding edge of what recipients want. And as the market continues to evolve, I don't think it's ever changed that there's always new entrants coming in. There's a tremendous amount of volume available. And I think the stats are that 5 to 10% of volume goes to alternative carriers at any given time.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason why that can't be 30, 40, 50% in the coming years. And there's a bunch of people that see that as an opportunity. I think the challenge with that is that we've been doing this for 10 years. We operate profitably, break even, and every dollar that we generate in profit, we reinvest into our technology and our growth. But our number one promise is to be here for our customers, not just this year and not just during peak, but for many peaks thereafter and many years thereafter. And so it's really important to run a sustainable business.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that's really important to us is the way we're going to design and build our technology, we're going to continue to push the boundaries of how responsive we can be for our customers.
Okay.
In logistics, it's not about how you handle things when things go right. In logistics and last mile, it's how you handle things when things go wrong.
Right, exactly.
And our technology gives us three things. It gives us visibility, which then gives us control, which then gives us the ability to ensure quality and optimization. When you know where something is from the moment you pick it up to the moment you drop it off, regardless of if it's on a truck, in a warehouse, in a sort center, final mile delivery station, or on the road, to be able to have that visibility allows us to adjust. Hey, maybe you need to cancel those orders for your customer. Easy. Oh, you shipped those packages or injected those packages off in the wrong hub. Very easy for us to redirect that and manage it, over-label, change addresses.
Yeah.
Technology allows you to adapt with all of the edge cases that occur in last mile logistics. And I think that's what's allowed us to have such happy customers. Is it's not what do you do on a normal day,
Sure.
it's how do you respond on a bad day.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the tech stack earlier as kind of the differentiator there, which helps to kind of improve that, I guess, gig worker experience almost, right? Because there's been, I think, in the industry, there's been some criticism on gig workers,
100%.
right, and kind of the quality and stuff. So how do you make sure that not only with the tech stack, but just make sure you're following through with those delivery drivers? I mean, how do you make sure that's like a solid experience?
Yeah. So I call it the mom test. So my
Okay.
mom's 72 years old. My mom struggles to
Sure.
log on to the Netflix account. So like that's
Yes,
every
yeah,
month
yeah.
there's a call. I got to help her with the Netflix account.
Yeah.
If my mom can drive for Jitsu and
Yeah.
deliver it like 90% optimized, like on speed, and still deliver 100% of those packages successfully,
Yeah.
I think we've built a pretty darn good tech stack.
Yeah.
And that comes down to a whole range of things. It's not about the things that we can map out on a whiteboard in 30 minutes. It's about handling hundreds of millions of packages delivered on your platform
Yeah.
over the last 10 years and thinking about every edge case that occurs. And that's like enabled us a couple of things we're working on right now. So we rolled out computer vision for POD verification.
Okay.
So we're using, and the latency is pretty incredible. And like
Yeah.
in roughly 10 milliseconds, we're able to return back whether or not that photo, proof of delivery that you're taking, is most likely the right drop-off.
Yeah.
We're comparing it against past photos. We're looking for the box. We're looking for the label. We're looking for the unit number. And all of those things just ensure that the packages are going in the right location. That's one easy way to make sure the box is getting dropped off. Another one is geo-fencing. And our tech team's built a way that within 5 meters, we're able to get into a specific geofence, looking at the outlines of buildings, so that if you are at the wrong address, you're at the wrong door, it's not going to allow you to drop off that package. So my mom's going to maybe misread the address.
Interesting. Okay.
She's not going to be able to deliver that package. She'll have
Yeah.
to call into our call center. They'll redirect her to the right location.
Give her support. Yeah.
And you might say that POD, the geofencing, that's going to result in a lot of failed deliveries. So first attempt success rates down.
Yeah.
We don't see that in the data. So I think last month when we were looking at it, we had a 99.7 first attempt success rate.
That's not bad.
And so it's like allowing us to have a successful drop off the first time.
Yeah.
And it seems to be working.
Yeah, that's good. Well, happy to hear that. And obviously, I love the mom test. Right, my mom is very similar, same age range,
Yeah.
and same tech struggles as well. So
she
I like
wanna
to hear
drive for
that. Well, she just kind of retired actually. So yeah, so maybe to keep her busy, yeah, we'll
Where's
throw
she
her in a car. Right, she's in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we got to
yeah.
expand to Florida then.
Okay, all right. Well, once you do that, let me know.
It's on the road.
We got a test pilot for you there, definitely. So I see too here as I walked in the booth, you got some brand names here like Ship Hero and Cold Track, friends of the podcast. So how do you work with them? Are you partnered with them, or how does that work?
Two brands we've worked with for many years.
Yeah.
Cold Track being one. The team at Cold Track is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And there's a range of customers, obviously, and brands that they support, and then we work directly with Cold Track. I think it's interesting to look at both Ship Hero and then Cold Track because they're very different customer profiles or brand
Right.
profiles.
Yeah.
And we started with perishables. So
Okay.
Cold Track was one of our first customers, along with HelloFresh and a lot
Yeah.
of other meal kit companies. And that made us really good because at first delivery success and ensuring quality. Because when you're dealing with perishable food, that's a $100, $200 order that if it's not delivered within 48 hours, it's going out of cold chain, disposable, and you're going to have to pay another $100 to overnight that box to the recipient.
Yeah.
High quality, on-time delivery is essential to perishable brands.
Oh
and
yeah, absolutely.
We've been able to work with pretty much every perishable brand in the industry and support them in the regions that we service. It's been just a great experience. Cold Track especially, because they like to work with us in terms of they're working with a bunch of different brands. How do they want to engage? How can we offer new services, new technology to their brands that they're working with to really enable and empower their customer experience?
Yeah.
And when you have a modern tech stack, you can do that. Obviously, you're not going to do everything, but there's a lot of great ideas that we get from our customers that we implement every year. Nespresso is one of them. We designed, and we're lucky enough to work with Nespresso, we designed a recycling program for them. So every single time we're
okay.
going and
Yeah.
dropping off a box, we're actually scheduled to then, we reach out to their recipient,
Sure.
notify them we're about to arrive, put your recycling outside, we'll pick it up, and then we'll recycle it for an espresso. All of this creates no additional carbon footprint because we were already there. And we're increasing the recycling conversion rate because for the recipient or the recycler,
It's easier.
drop it on your doorstep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a great thing for our drivers too. That results in some extra income for them as well.
Yeah. Wow. I love that use case. And I think that's fantastic because it not only is more sustainable, right, which is great for the environment, but it's also great efficiency gain because you're not sending back a car empty essentially, right? Or a truck or whatever it is. So really smart to be able to do that. And really great to talk to you here and learn more about Jitsu. Now we'll close out here with what is your kind of one piece of advice for shippers who are looking at their last mile strategy right now?
Yeah, I think a couple things. Obviously, you're seeing the nationals just continue to raise rates,
Yeah.
new surcharges, new accessorials, and then not be a good partner, especially during the hard times like peak.
Yeah.
I actually don't want your business. We make sure that we work with all of our customers during peak to be able to accept that volume and support them during those growth stages, because those are big moments for them to drive a return of profit in their business. So explore alternative carriers, but more importantly, make sure you pick the right alternative carrier. It's an investment up front to work with an alternative carrier to set up your warehouse to be able to handle it. But in the end, it's going to save you a tremendous amount of money. It's going to result in faster time in transit. And then if you pick the right one, they're going to be around for 10, 20 years. They're going to go from 40% coverage in the US to 50 to 60 to 70.
Yeah.
And then soon you might be looking at them as an alternative national. And if you're lucky, you work with someone like Jitsu, we're going to be able to build technology around your brand and your company. We're going to integrate with your workflow, give you new insights that you didn't know you had,
Yeah.
and build services that are going to drive revenue on top of the cost and quality that you're measured against every day. And so the sky's kind of the limit in terms of what you can do with a modern tech company,
Yeah.
especially one that's growing and is going to be around.
All right, fantastic, and great advice there for sure, and great to learn about Jitsu. So if people want to get in touch or learn more, what's the best way to do that?
Number one, we got some of the best AEs in the world on the floor right now, but if
Okay.
you're reading this and you're not in Las Vegas at Manifest,
Yeah.
you go jitsu.com, please reach out. There's a form there, and then or you can find any of us on LinkedIn and we'll respond immediately.
All right, awesome, and we'll definitely put all that information at thenewwarehouse.com as well as in the show notes so you can check out more about Jitsu. So Jay, thank you very much for the time today.
Nice to see you.
You too.
Appreciate it.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video here on our YouTube channel, The New Warehouse Podcast, and I appreciate you tuning in. If you liked what you saw, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video in particular, make sure you like it as well. And if you want to get this great t-shirt that you see in the video behind me, Warehouses Are Sexy, head to warehousesAreSexy.com and get your own.